It's 1967. You're 19. Your government wants to send you to Vietnam. Your parents want you to get a stable job, get married, and shut up. And somewhere in San Francisco, someone's handing you a flower and saying, "What if we just didn't?" That's the 1960s. Let's get into it. But first, why the 60s? Why did everything explode then? After World War II, society ran on one operating system: work, obey, repeat. But the baby boomers, the first generation that was both educated and comfortable enough to question things, looked at the Vietnam War, segregation, and the nuclear threat and said, "Hard pass." They saw their parents' world as built on materialism and blind conformity, and that tension created what became known as the generation gap, one of the defining phrases of the entire decade. The break was inevitable. So let's start on the West Coast. San Francisco, 1967. The San Francisco neighborhood of Haight-Ashbury was the center of the world for the hippie movement during the summer of 1967. Tens of thousands of hippies flood in, long hair, colorful clothes, Volkswagen vans covered in peace signs. They are rejecting a society of materialism, competition, labeled as the rat race, and intend to replace it with community, peace, and a lot of psychedelics. Have you ever heard "Make love, not war"? That's their slogan. Their message was clear: embrace the heart, not the sword. Prioritize human connection over military destruction. And the music matched the energy. Long, improvised, mind-bending. Jefferson Airplane, The Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, these weren't just pop songs, they were experiences. Now let's cross the Atlantic, because something equally massive but completely different was happening in London. Forget grey post-war Britain, this was swinging London. Mary Quant invented the miniskirt on Carnaby Street, not just fashion, that was a political statement about female autonomy. And British bands were dominating American charts. The Who's My Generation provided the ultimate 60s manifesto. Its line, "I hope I die before I get old," captured a youth culture that prioritized raw energy over long-term stability. For the first time, cultural influence was flowing east to west, a complete reversal of how it had always worked. And while all of this was happening, a whole new vocabulary was being invented, and a lot of it you still use today. Cool, groovy, the establishment, flower power, all stemmed from the 1960s. Few individuals defined the 60s divide like Timothy Leary, a psychologist turned psychedelic advocate. His influence was so potent, it earned him the title of most dangerous man in America from the president himself, Richard Nixon. Timothy Leary's simple directive, turn on, tune in, drop out, became the defining command for a generation of seekers. As seekers, in the context of the 1960s, seekers referred to people, mostly young adults, who were looking for deeper meaning, spiritual truth, or a different way of living outside of mainstream society. But here's where I have to be honest, because no revolution is perfect. Let's fast forward to August 1969, Woodstock. 400,000 people, 3 days of music, a moment of collective euphoria. December 1969, Altamont, a concert goer, was fatally stabbed during a Rolling Stones performance. One journalist later wrote that this moment shattered the dream of a countercultural utopia, and he wasn't wrong. Drug use destroyed many lives. The 27 Club, as we call them, Joplin, Hendrix, and Morrison all died at age 27 within a single 10-month period between 1970 and 71. And the final irony, the music and fashion industries looked at this rebellion and said, "Great, how do we sell this?" And revolution was processed into marketing strategy. So after all of that, the idealism, the music, the chaos, and contradictions, why does this decade still matter? Because rather than mere nostalgia, the 1960s counterculture serves as a vital origin point for the modern world. From the birth of the mass anti-war protests to the inaugural Earth Day in 1970, which is a tradition we still uphold, the era's influence is undeniable. The foundational struggles for civil rights, women's liberation, and environmental protection all found their voice here. Ultimately, the revolutionary idea that culture itself could be a form of resistance traces its roots directly back to the streets of San Francisco and London. And if you want to go deeper, the vocabulary, the key concepts, the full breakdown, it's all in the article on erosophia.eu. See you in the next one.